Well, good morning to you. It is the 26th of February, 2023. And today is the 1-year anniversary. Been a little rough so far. Last night wasn't a great night, but I got through all that. I walked this morning. I left about 6:30, quarter to 7. Went for a walk. I only walked about 3 miles. It was tough. I got to be honest with you. Got a road closed up here. Just a second. We're still without power here. It's been going on, I think, since Wednesday. All those, this whole intersection was shut down here. Semi truck took out the power lines. I don't know if they fell on them or what, but anyway, I'm heading to church today because the day after she died, I got up and I went to church. And she died on a Saturday. Next day I went to church. What I'm going to do right now. I didn't know what I was going to do today. I really didn't. I had other plans, but because I'm without power, kind of, well, what are you going to do? You know, I mean, I had to keep the generator going, keep the heat going. It's cold here, you know, pipes could freeze. So kind of stuck around the house, kept going to get gas. Not feeling real good. Physically, I'm okay, just sore from manhandling that generator. I had to dig it out. I should have had it ready, but I didn't. I knew better. I just wasn't thinking. Sometimes I just get a don't care attitude, and I know that's not right. But it happens. It still happens, even a year later. This is a year today that my wife died and went to heaven. Where would I be without that hope, that faith? My wife's faith was pretty strong. Stronger than mine was. Our church is, I'd say 5 miles, 6 miles away. It's outside of town. It's south of town, actually. I can remember the day after she passed away. I got up and I said, I'm going to church. I can't believe I did that. I remember going there. I don't know what I felt, but I know when I was in there, I didn't want to be there. I was crying in church, trying to hide my tears. Some people I knew there saw me, and you know, they try to console you a little bit, you know. But I didn't really have anyone around me because I didn't know that many people there like my wife did. She was more involved in that. I missed out a lot of times. I could have went most of those times, but sometimes I just had the things to do, you know. You don't get, I was working full time. And the last couple of years I was only working part-time. Then I was laid off and she was sick with cancer, so it worked okay that way, because that way I could be with her, take her to her appointments and all that. I was going to leave this off till I got to church, but I decided to turn it back on because really I wanted to talk about things. I was going to do this last night, but I had no power, and I just ready for that to talk. But today, for some reason, I feel a little bit better. God's helping me. I'm going to church. I haven't been for a month, I think. But I can tell you, I've learned a lot through all this. I've learned how fragile life is. It could be changed in an instant. Sure can. All your plans, all the thoughts and intents of your heart be put on hold or never to come back again. Because everything's going to be different now, and it is different. Losing a spouse, especially when you've been married for a long, long time. I'm not discounting a short marriage. It's the love that hurts so bad. But I think that when you've been married longer and longer, I think it hurts more and more because you've been together for so long. I just feel that way, okay? That doesn't mean you don't hurt real bad. I know you do. Perhaps you hurt as much as some. Just depends on the amount of love you had for that person and how quickly or deeply it grew. I'd say that with Cindy and I, our love grew so deep in the last 5 years before she died. Just so very deep. We were always friends, you know, and we did the things married couples do, but at one point you just grow together and you become one. Sometimes that happens earlier, sometimes it takes a while, but you become one. You become one spiritually, mentally, and maybe physically too. I don't know, but it seems that way. And when you lose that, it's devastating. I could say a bunch of words about pain. If you're going through it, I don't have to. You know it. There's not much you can say to someone who that hasn't gone through this. Hope that they never have to find out. Because then they'll know. Boy, will they ever know. You know, it's different, I think, when you've been married for 60 years, 70 years, and you know you don't have a lot of time and you lose your partner in life. Say, well, we had a good life, but some of you are younger and you were just getting started. That's got to really hurt. I don't know what that's like. Some of you have children too. That's got to be so hard. What do you do? Well, first you have to grieve. I'm almost here in church. There's our church. Cindy was in a lot of Christmas and Easter plays here. I've got them all on DVD. And she had two of her nieces. A lot of times. and her family would come and watch him. This isn't our normal parking spot, but I know some faces, but I really don't know but a few people here. I've often wondered if I should look for a different church. I don't know what to do. Just look for God's leading and guiding, because I really don't know what to do. And I'm going to try to go in there, try to put a smile on my face. I'm going to ask for God's help, because right now I don't feel like going in there. Lord help me. All right, be back in a little bit. It's strange being there. I have just not felt right since all this grief has entered my life. Specifically, the grief for my wife. And I try to be a part of the service, but it's hard to focus, and I can't even focus on what they're talking about, the pastor. But I'm there, and maybe that's what I just need to do, is just be there. I don't know. A lot of times I just want to get up and walk out. Not having my wife standing there next to me is just so hard. It's so very hard. Sitting next to me, standing next to me, singing, watching her sing, holding her hand. She'd always take notes, all kinds of notes. We might go for breakfast or something, maybe, or just go home, maybe sometimes, or go for a drive. All that stuff, all those things that you did together, now you try to do them alone, and it's just not the same. It is not. Downtown Monroe. Turned out to be a pretty nice day out here. The sun is shining, the sky is blue, the snow is pretty much gone, large parts still without power. Hard to believe that today, this Sunday, is 1 year, 26th of February, 1 year ago. It was early in the morning when she passed away. Somewhere around 1:18 in the morning. Thereabouts, when that last heartbeat that I heard. Put my head on her chest and listened to her heart. I was by myself, just me and her and I, in the hospital. And boy, I gotta tell you, what a year this has been. Going through this grief is the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my entire life. Recommend it for anybody. hope you never have to know what it's like. But some of you will. In fact, some of you are doing that right now. You are new to this. I feel for you really bad. It hurts. Trust me, I know. I don't know what your circumstances are, of course, but how you got there. Pain, I understand. Pain of losing a loved one. I understand. I understand most of it. There's a commonality here. That's grief. I'll stop this for now for a little bit. Alright. Taking a side street. Come on, ducks, get out of the road. Really a beautiful river, especially further up or further west. Not so muddy.
Sunday afternoon, any mild one. We'll see those winds diminish as temperature reaches the mid-40s. Tonight staying fairly clear until about midnight, and then the clouds come back. We drop to 29. Tomorrow, very cloudy, very wet, but thankfully warm as we're right back up 40 to 45 with occasional rain falling through the day. I'm staff meteorologist Rob Dale. Currently at Smile FM, it's 43 degrees.
Well, there you have it. At least we're not going to get an ice storm again. That was the worst one I've been through ever. You can get into the cemetery. See some little trails here. The Huron River goes along the south side of this. They have a March 1st date here for cleanup, so if you don't get your stuff off, they'll come along and pick it up for you. Probably throw it away. The tower there, kind of neat. A little deck there, you can go out and stand over the river there, the Huron River there. When Cindy was taking her treatments, we'd come here, we'd get a pizza or a sandwich or something, something to drink, and we'd come over here and sit. Sometimes we'd sit here, and there'd be turtles on the logs all over the place, or fish spawning and making waves in this little pond here. But I don't see any turtles today. And it's too early for them, I think. They're still buried in the mud. Amazing how they do that. But we'd park maybe like right here and look at the turtles and eat and think about what we're going to do for that day, the rest of the day. Usually around noonish, 11 or so, when she had her treatments done, and we'd come here. Sometimes we'd go somewhere else, but half the time we'd come here. Well, here I am. 1 year later. Hard to believe. The second one up there is where she's at. They just put this one in and another one over there, and they're getting ready for another one too. So it's a pretty day out here. Yeah, here we are. Somebody hung some other stuff up here, so I don't have to take it down. Yep. Hi, hon. I was gonna bring another one of these out here, but I'll do that next time. Flowers still look good. Well, I remember the first time I came here after she died. The very first time. I cried the whole way here. Cried when I got here. And I cried even harder when I left. I'm not going to do that today. I may cry a little bit when I get home, or a little bit here and there, but not like I was at that time. I wish there was a lot I could say right now, but there isn't. I just don't know what to say. Not really sure how I feel. I look over that way and I see her mom and dad. We used to come here and she'd put flowers out and make wreaths and all that. And we come to our spot. We go, well, our name's not on there yet. Never knowing that soon it would be. Never knowing that. It's funny. I'm glad we had everything all bought and paid for. Most of it. At least this was. The funeral wasn't yet, but this was. And behind me is where my dad is. He's in one spot, and my mom's in the other. My brother was going to be there too, but he wanted to be buried in California where he died. I was with him when he died. I flew out there for the last 2 weeks of his life. Well, week. It took me a week to make all the arrangements afterwards. Get his ashes and take him out, and he wanted to be scattered in the bay there at Mears Park. Our names are carved in the, it says Len and Ken and Len on the railing there. There's so many other names there too, but I carved our names there where he fished at there. I think it's called McNears Park, State Park, San Francisco Bay. Not on the San Francisco side, on San Rafael side, if you know anything about that. But you can go there and see our names there if you live out that way. They're there, unless they change the railing around. That was another thing too. That was hard. It was very hard. I was by myself. My wife supported me all the way. I talked to her constantly. I needed her support. I had never done anything like that before. Losing my mom, my brother, sister. Her family, her dad, and others. And then everyone. Then her. Then I lost her. But I didn't lose her. She's in heaven and I'll see her again. I believe that. I have that hope and belief. But it's just hard being here alone. It really is. It's just so hard. Everything I do, it's just not the same. Everything. It's not the same. My name's on there too, but there's no date on the right side. Yep. Sometimes I wish it was there right now. I have to be honest with you. But God has a reason I'm still here. I don't know what that is, but He is a reason. One day soon, maybe I'll know what that is. One day soon.